with the cocoa. I got it for the long, 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 long.
In this video, I'm going to talk to you about one of the key ways I believe you can improve your blood sugar levels and overall control of your diabetes. At the age of 5, I was diagnosed as type 1 diabetic, and since then I've been dependent on insulin to regulate my blood sugar levels. Now, as a 5-year-old, coming to grips with the concept of carbohydrate counting is extremely difficult, and even with the help of my parents, we would constantly get the carbohydrates in food I was eating wrong and meals we were eating wrong, and therefore I got the wrong dose of insulin, which leads to problems and poorer control of your blood sugar levels. Now, in April this year, I discovered an app which allows me to precisely calculate the amount of carbohydrates in what I'm eating, and it's drastically changed my diabetes control and therefore greatly improved my quality of life. The app which I'm talking about is called MyFitnessPal, and it's available on both Android and Apple marketplaces and can be downloaded straight to your phone. What the app allows you to do is to scan the barcodes of the foods you're eating, and it'll provide you with the nutritional information for those foods, therefore giving you an accurate carbohydrate total for you to base your insulin dose off of. Now, that's not all it does. If you're out at a restaurant, it's really handy as well, so you can search the restaurant you're in and the dish you're having, and it'll also provide you with the nutritional information, again giving you an accurate carbohydrate total. It'll also save any scans or any searches you do, so that you can find those items of food really quickly, so that you don't waste a lot of time re-scanning a barcode. You can literally just type in, say you've had an apple, type in apple, and again, it'll pop straight up with the exact carbohydrates, exact nutritional information, and you'll be able to put in your insulin accurately with the right amount of carbohydrates for that meal. Now, the ability to extremely accurately carbohydrate count is great for nailing down your mealtime ratios and making sure that you have the correct carbohydrate to insulin ratios. Because if you couldn't accurately carbohydrate count and you miscalculate, you may then make an alteration to your ratios for meal times or snack times, and then that'll cause you further problems in the future when you realise that in fact you had the right ratio, you just carbohydrate counted wrongly. Also, with the app showing the fat content of foods and the full nutritional information in general, fattier foods tend to take longer to be absorbed in the bloodstream, especially the sugars of them. So if you're on an insulin pump like I am, you can dual wave the bolus, which effectively splits the bolus dose into two. And this allows it to impact the initial release of sugars from the foods, and then a second dose which will go in later to impact the slower releasing sugars from the fat. And this allows you to again improve your control and just allows you to feel better and keep your blood sugar levels more smooth and prevent swings, which is great for your control overall.
So I was at Zzz's the other day and I'd ordered some of the garlic bread, so I just wanted to check exactly what carbohydrates were in it. So I quickly typed on the app Zzz's garlic bread, and this popped up in literally a matter of seconds, and that was me done for the garlic bread carbohydrates, and I had an accurate source of information for what was in the food.
Now, just on a quick side note, if you have any interest in counting calories or just checking you're getting the right quantity of vitamins or minerals or any of your macronutrients, then you can check that on the app as well, which is really helpful. So if you have any interest in those things, the app is great for that as well. Now, once you've had the app for about 6 months or so, like I have, then you'll start to just know the carbohydrate counts of certain foods that you like, have often, and they'll just be in your memory. So you'll build up like a mental database of carbohydrate counts. So then after that time, you start adding new things. You'll again further expand this memory and database that you have of carbohydrate counts that are accurate. So then if you go out for a meal, say, and you forget your phone and you're served up with a pasta dish, and you've had loads of pasta dishes before, you've had them at home, you know what a quantity of pasta looks like and roughly what carbohydrates are in that off of the MyFitnessPal app, but you've forgotten your phone on this night out, so you can't check it on there. You'll have an accurate mental database of carbohydrate counts to guess what is in that dish, and therefore you'll have a much more accurate insulin dose than you would have done previously, where you've just been outright guessing. You have accurate information to base your decision on for that dose, and it'll greatly help your control, I can assure you of that. Now, I wouldn't recommend this app so highly if it hadn't made a big difference for me, so I'm just going to outline how much it's done to help improve my control. I found the app in April, as I mentioned, and I had an appointment in March at the diabetes clinic, and I got an HbA1c of 63, and the target is 59. So whilst this isn't bad, it's not ideal, obviously, and we want to be getting it lower than the 63 which I had. And in my adult life, I've always really been between about 62 and 65. So it's never been terrible, but it could definitely be improved upon. So then I found the app, and I went back for another checkup in September, and I got an HbA1c of 60, which is the best I've had in my memory and definitely the best I've had in many, many years. So it really, really has made a huge difference to my control, and I couldn't recommend it to you guys more. It's drastically helped me, and I definitely think it will improve your control as well. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, please feel free to leave them in the comments. If you learned something or enjoyed the video, then please like and subscribe. It would really help me out. I'll have a video up in the next couple of days, and I hope to see you guys then.